Actually, you know what? Yeah, I'll commentate this. Alright, so from the looks of things, we're going to be seeing the Snorkeling Hunter banning away the Weeping Clan. Obviously, with someone who has a lot of experience in this. Weeping Clan is not necessarily a ban that I would see, but Priestess is. That much is very obvious. We all know how good Priestess is, so we're going to be seeing the first two picks come out. And possibly might take a little bit here. Looks like it's going to be first officer and cheerleader. Two very good picks there. Definitely leaning towards more of a opera singer counter comp in some ways. Cheerleader being able to get a lot of distance. Now, wilding is going to be an interesting... No, they're not going to go wilding. They're going to go forward. An interesting choice considering forward nowadays. I mean, of course, this is like on the low tier side, but like forward nowadays in more high tiers isn't really used that often. I do believe that they, you know, forward has fallen off massively in the meta. But now looks like we're gonna be waiting for quite a bit here. 5 seconds left until they lock in, and they lock in Entomologist. Entomologist can be a decent pick depending on the hunter. Has good kiting ability with bees as well as good harassment ability. Now this is interesting. Banning Wildling here, I'm kind of shocked considering they could have banned the Antiquarian. They could have banned away some of the other like stronger characters, but Wildling, I mean, I guess maybe you could say that they want to try and go for a more of a chase hunter here, but I'm not entirely too sure. But it looks like Seer is being hovered over, and I would be surprised if they don't actually take Seer here. I feel like it would be a very obvious choice, and that is going to be the case. Going to be the very obvious choice in Seer, so team comp being Seer, Entomologist, Cheerleader, and First Officer. I'm not entirely too sure who this hunter plays, but I imagine we're probably going to see, you know, standard builds. Probably might see one or maybe two suicide builds, but yeah. Honestly, I'm very tired. I literally I had to do this last minute, but yeah. Yeah, just selecting the towns so far. I mean, I'm interested to see who this hunter is going to be playing here, because it's not every day you get to see teams like these in a, you know, in a competition setting, considering it is like what the so-called low tier bracket or whatever it is. But we did see a few griffins. We've seen I believe at least one mammoth, and they're not exactly low tier per se, but like it's mid tier. It's whatever. And it looks like it's gonna be Break and Wheel. That's actually not too bad. Break and Wheel is really risky, but on Eversleeping Town, he is probably one of the better hunters. But nowadays, he is pretty much a no-man or four-man hunter. If he gets off to a really good start, I can see this game going really badly for the survivors. But there's only one flywheel, and that's on the Entomologist. And there's going to be a suicide build in Seer, so they might have thought it might have been like an opera singer, expecting more of a meta pick, but no, it turns out that is not going to be the case. It is going to be that break and wheel, and yeah, I'm going with very common spawn, actually, in terms of these seasons. Looks like Breaking Wheel is going to be spawning right next to Cheerleader. I think that is actually a really, really good spawn for Breaking Wheel. Can easily chase down the Cheerleader, even if she uses her pom-poms, to be able to get some easy spikes on it and possibly get a really easy down. So, yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how all of this goes. And, yeah, waiting 30 seconds. I honestly think they should just reduce the wait time of area selection. But yeah, the aim of the game of the survivors here is hug windows, try not to, you know, throw down too many pallets, and as well as that, tight kite. I think if these guys know how to tight kite, this could be very difficult for the Breaking Wheel, but if they also know how to, you know, hug the correct windows, then yet again, it's going to be a very difficult time for the Breaking Wheel, as, yeah, now we're going to be getting into the first round of this matchup between 451F versus Snorkeling. Two very interesting names. I don't know what they're on about, but either way, whenever it's getting started. Come on. Oh, whatever. I don't know. Yep. So now, heading into the first round, it looks like the Bacon Wheel is actually going to go straight for the middle, which I actually find really interesting because unless they... Okay, they're going after Seer. That actually makes a lot more sense, rather than they're getting a very quick spike already. And are they going to go out wheel form? No, they're not. So they are going to plan to get those two spikes on to get that early quick down. Gets the spike again. And Seer not running away at all. And they're not going to... Okay, now, yeah, they're going to get the really, really quick down. And with literally only 20% done on all three ciphers, this is extremely quick, even for a Breaking Wheel. So, again, one's the order on the Entomologist here. Can Entomologist get over in time? They can get over, but it will still be a spike either way. And I believe, do they have the 10? Oh, no, I don't know their builds, but, like, yeah, we can already see the first officer just waiting patiently, not giving them any sort of opportunity, and only one cipher's being done. I do feel like maybe they might be trying to sell, but I'm not entirely too sure. Looks like they are going to get another spike very easily. First officer now coming right back down to this. Yeah, I mean, exactly what I expected here. So it looks like... Oh, I don't know if they want to be... I mean, I guess this is okay. And now... Now, this is where Taika... Oh, big mistake from the Seer there, vaulting over that pallet, and... I mean, we can already see here that... Oh, missed! A brilliant pallet storm from the Seer here, having possibly a way better, redemption kite here. Staying around 11, which is really interesting, considering there is no pallets anymore within that area, and now... Seer is going to be going down as it looks like first officer is getting healed just in time for that second cipher to be popped. At least dungeon is revealed, and it is in the middle, however, so that is really unfortunate. And now we're going to be seeing the first officer heading over to the cheerleader, I believe. Easily be, you know, one of the next best targets here. And now the question is, can the cheerleader try and put up a respectable, what is it? Respectable kite here to try and get what they can here. And they will be able to throw down that pallet on the other side. That's really, really important here. But, oh, very close to getting spiked on here. And we'll be going over that window, going round to the side, and we might see the wheel go back into his wheel form. I'm going to be using the pom-pom to gain a little bit extra distance, but, I mean, yeah, just hesitating to go to that pallet. I think it would have been a lot better for the cheerleader to go to that pallet there, as we already see this, you know, the classic slugging games start to happen. As I don't know if this breaking wheel knows that didn't get no. Brilliant flywheel though from the end. So gonna snap to deal quarter damage here. That one I find quite interesting, because I don't really think they should have done that. I think they should have got the hit first and then go for the cheerleader here. But either way, that is going to be the cheerleader on their first chair with first officer, not in the tinnitus range, as it looks like going to be heading back to the entomologist once again, and we'll probably see, yeah, we'll be throwing, oh, did they? I don't know what happened there. I think they might have, I don't know if they lagged or not. That's actually kind of unfortunate there, but, heading over to try and find the cheerleader, and cheerleader, I mean, made their way to the furthest possible side of the map, just decoding as much as possible here, giving first officer a free rescue here, as now they're just, yeah, I mean, this is the issue here, where they need to try and find as much as ground as possible. And yeah, there's the snap again, and it's just not looking too good for these survivors, as yeah, I believe this is gonna be their final chair. So cheerleader trying to get this cipher down as much as possible, and yeah, first officer getting found out relatively quickly here. Can they get the rescue off? I think, yeah, that's actually good decision here. Can they get the rescue off in time? Yes, they can. Gets the snap onto the first officer. And, I mean, they can blink, yeah. So, yeah, double down. And, I mean, this game seems to be very much a 4K, as cheerleader is going to at least finish that cipher off to, you know, gain a bit of moral victory here. But, unfortunately, they just were, you know, didn't do much in terms of, like, tight kiting, didn't do much in terms of, you know, hugging windows. But, again, it is very difficult when a breaking wheel is on full presence. As, have they found the breaking... the cheerleader? No, they haven't. They haven't found the cheerleader. So, first officer is going to pick themselves up now, and I think what needs to happen here is first officer needs to try and kite for as long as possible. Will use their watch to bring them some extra kiting ability here. Are they going to run into them? Yes, they are. As, yeah, they're going to be out of range. Misses the snap, actually, and that's actually massively important here. To, you know, gain, you know, some extra chance here, as now he needs to make this pallet. Oh, should have thrown down that pallet, I think. Yeah, I mean, right now the first officer is doing a really, really good job here, as I feel like first officer might use their, yeah, they're gonna use their watch again. Does get the second snap, spike, sorry. So that is gonna be, I mean, it's gonna be a snap down no matter what, unless he can get out of the range again. No, he can't. And now the question is, I think, yeah, cheerleader, I think, has done the correct decision there, actually. Not popping that cipher, making sure you get as far away from it as possible, but yeah, no, they haven't found the trail, actually. Good hiding from the cheerleader there. Yeah, by the looks of things, cheerleader's just gonna try and make their way as, you know, as further as, you know, as to the first officer, sorry. They're gonna, Oh, they reached out just in time. I think that was out of fear there. That is going to be the snap down, and that is going to be the surrender. 4K towards, I believe it was the Snorkeling Hunter. I think. I don't know. I think it was, but yeah. So far, 5-point game to the Snorkeling. Wait, is this? Oh, let me check. Yes, it is. Okay, I am being stupid. All right. So yeah. Brilliant job from the Snorkeling Hunter, and honestly, brilliant job to the survivors, for getting, not giving up. I think that's, like, the most important thing there, just not giving up and making sure that you get as much as you can, since at the end of the day, this is probably, like, a practice for a lot of these teams, as, let me just invite all of them now. Alright, there we go. Thank you, man, I appreciate it. But yeah, snorkeling survivors have got a big job to do. They need to add on to these 5 points. Especially since for 451F, they've gotten rid of two. I mean, First Officer, I think, is a relatively good rescuer. I think it's, maybe a misstep in that sense. Cheerleader, on the other hand, I do think is disposable. I think there are a lot more better kiters and better support characters in general. For all I know, snorkeling, we might get to see something completely different. We could see 4 decoders, 4 rescuers, 4 anything. I don't even know. But yeah, we are currently waiting on the survivors to come in very shortly. But yeah, phenomenal job from the Breaking Wheel, as well as a very good job from the survivors too. I did see some good gameplay from the Seer, especially after what I would consider to be a really poor start for the Seer. I think definitely gave them that little bit of, of a fight and chance, although I would have personally liked to see them maybe not stick around in the same area as they did when they went down the second time, but overall, I think they did, as good of a job as they could have against a Breaking Wheel, of that caliber, really. So yeah, still waiting on the survivors of Snorkeling to come in, as currently it is a 5-point game to Snorkeling so far. Could become 5-5, could become 10-0, it could become anything. We literally just have to wait and see. Obviously, 451F, I probably already mentioned this. Their global bans are going to be First Officer and Cheerleader. That is huge. Especially First Officer being banned away from 451F in the future rounds. It's definitely going to be quite interesting to see how they navigate that, whether they decide to pick Merc, whether they decide to pick Journalist, all these type of different rescuers they can possibly pick. And I don't know if Faro Lady is in the competition mode. I don't actually remember. So, yeah, I feel like this will definitely be something to look out for sure. So yeah, just waiting on one more. There we go. So yeah, I believe when they're all ready, they'll begin to ready up shortly. So Alright, we're gonna be getting into picks and bans right about now. Alright. I wanna see what this team of survivors can cook up here, because most of them are elk. And okay, so already we've got Seer Mercenary bans. Not banning out the Priestess, which is actually a very good decision to do here. I think what they want to try and do is bait out the Priestess pick first 2 picks, so that not only will it be global banned for them later on, so that the Hunter doesn't have to ban them over and over again, but now if the choice is theirs, do they want to go for the Priestess to gain extra advantage, or do they want to go for something like a First Officer Prisoner? First Officer's really good. Prisoner can also be really good in these situations. You know, really depends. But again, yeah, here comes the Priestess ban, as per usual. And, now... Entomologist. Okay, so it's roughly the same comp, except we've got a prisoner instead of a cheerleader, so... Maybe we might see a, Oh, who else did they pick? I completely forgot. It was someone. It was someone, I don't remember. And it looks like they're going to ban Psychologist. Okay. Very interesting here. And they're going to pick Female Dancer. Very good decision there, actually. Gives a lot of support for the Kiter a lot of the time with their slow boxes and fast boxes. So they might... I mean, normally in high tier, you'd see this comp as like a more of an Ivy counter comp here. Although Entomologist in general, not the greatest against Ivy, admittedly, but, you know, can do, you know, do whatever, do some work. Prisoner, very good against Ivy, being able to stun her out of the... Stun her out completely. You literally don't even need to look back at her. So I am intrigued to see how they're going to be able to, you know, to go through this, because all they need is one person out and they win this round. But what I'm more interested in is who is the Hunter going to be playing, because if the Hunter decides to play someone like an Ivy or an Opera, for... Oh, Sculptor. Okay, that's actually very interesting. So Sculptor on this map can be good, but it is, you know, in some areas quite open. I mean, if they know how to deal with a Sculptor player, it'll be, I'll be honest, very easy for the Survivor side. Sculptor nowadays isn't really, like, too high in the meta. I mean, I think that's just down to, like, there's just better hunters right now. Definitely one of the better chip hunters, for sure. Definitely a really good camping hunter if you know how to use them correctly, which I assume this hunter does, since it was essentially, like, a really quick pick, I imagine. Yeah, both talents are locked, as we're going to be heading into the area selection, as... This area selection is going to be massively important, and I actually do agree with this here, to not bring a single flywheel. You need to gain a lot of distance against a Sculptor, and especially in tight areas as well. And it looks as if they're going to be going with like a upside down 3-1 formation here. All they have to hope now is that the Sculptor spawns in that bottom right. If they spawn in that bottom right... Although they can go for Female Dancer, yeah, this is what I was afraid of. If the Hunter had any sort of sense, they're gonna spawn there. And it looks like that is gonna be the case. Prisoner gonna have their work cut out for them. I mean, the Prisoner should expect themselves to be the first chase. And if they can survive roughly about to, like, the 60-second mark against a Sculptor, I think this will... yeah, it'll definitely determine whether this will be a tie or a win for the Hunter. I don't necessarily... I mean, unless they get a free Cypher Kite in there, then Otherwise, there's a tie or more for the hunter. But yeah, big pressure for the hunter here to try and match the previous hunter's scoreline here, as we are finally getting into the second half of the first round between 451F and Snorkeling. I am now getting used to these names. Wonderful. But yeah. I mean, it should be a no-brainer. They should chase Sculptor first. And if they don't, then I will be really surprised. I mean, should they chase Sculptor? Sorry, chase Prisoner first. I do apologize. But yeah. Yeah, as I expected, we're going to be seeing them go round instead, which I actually think, yeah, this is actually really smart, because I don't think the Prisoner is actually going to realize this at all, unless... Wait, they... Okay, so they got really confused. Yeah, forced to use the stun already. Not a great start, for this, Prisoner here. Can they get the pallet stun? No, they can't, but they can get that extra speed, from the pallet. And so far, I mean, it's not great, you know, but they are able to dodge these really nicely. Going for that closest pallet there. Will they be able to get their charge attack hit? Yes, they will. I mean, it's whatever. Like, did they get chipped? No, they didn't. Okay. I mean, it's whatever. Although, are they gonna try and drag them to base? No, they're not. Okay. I was gonna say, if they try to drag them to basement, I don't think they would have been able to reach it, but dragging them near to basement, I think, is a better call here. Now being able to, yeah, should try and pressure Cyphers here with the, little bits here. Just gaining some vision on that mid-Cypher there, as... Yeah, I mean, the Sculptor's playing very conservatively. Can they get the chip? No, they can't. So, yeah, one Cypher done already. I mean, I think, actually, they should probably just sell this. They've already got 2 Cyphers done right about now. If they're able to sell this and try and get the middle Cypher done as much as possible, then I do genuinely think they could try and, you know, go for a tie here. Playing this really, really patiently. Gonna be gaining vision on the entomologist, and this is what I was, you know, I'm a little bit afraid of for this Sculptor. They're not being aggressive enough. They're not trying to get the odd chip whilst using their second ability there. So obviously Prisoner is gonna go down. They have decided to sell the Prisoner, but now they're gonna go after Female Dancer. So I mean, I think Female Dancer probably should have, oh, and Female Dancer run into the, yeah, that is not great from the Female Dancer, actually. Female Dancer now taking that, window here to gain that extra speed boost. Should throw the power down preemptively. That is, you know, really nice. Now heading... Okay, this is a bad kite route here, because... Oh, good dodge, though, from the, yeah, I mean, they're trying to... Oh, trying to pirouette the, into the pallet, I guess? But, yeah, so far... I mean, that... Oh, yeah, no, sorry. That is their last Cypher, I think. Yeah, that's... Yeah, no, that is the 29% Cypher. So, this... They need to make this rescue now. Considering the Sculptor is not at full presence yet. They've done really well to actually divide Cyphers out as well. Can they get the chip? No, they can't. Will get the hit onto the first officer here, and I don't know why they're both heading to this position, because again, this is where full presence Sculptor shines, and yet there you go. There's no reason for first officer to be going there either, as well as Female Dancer. Female Dancer needs to make as much ground as possible, and I'll be honest, I don't really understand why they went there. I feel like first officer should have definitely run away completely, and, you know, I think It is what I think it should have happened. First officer needed to go back to Fate Gate and the what's it called? Gonna get the chip. Can they get the down though? Is the important thing, and they can't. And gonna hit the chair. Yeah, now yeah. Okay, so body block in the air, I think is fine. We'll get the. Oh wait, first officer went down. That's okay. So again, the really bad decision making from the female dancer here is. It's going to cost them. It's going to massively cost them. They needed to head to Graveyard. They should not have stayed around that area. Not only have you wasted a pallet there, but you've also essentially given Sculptor more presence, more ability. Yeah, you see Warp coming over, getting the rescue up at the very least. Now getting the hit onto the entomologist. I mean, I don't see this as anything else but a 4K, unfortunately. Just simply because of... Unfortunately, the poor decision-making from the Survivor side here. Like, Survivor side, in terms of kiting, have done really, really well. But in terms of decision-making, they have not made the best decisions at all. Hence, why I think, in general, they... I mean, they're going to need to try and pick up some items. I mean, First Officer needs to try and maybe get an item here. Ento just going to be moving away, and yeah, I mean, Sculptor can take as much time as they want. You know, they don't even need to do much here, but I think what they also need to make sure is that they don't allow them to heal, because if they allow them to heal, yeah, so already heading to that cipher that was originally going to be the final cipher here, and yeah, I mean, this is exactly what I mean. It's like, now I'm going to get rid of their bees here. I'm going to get the charge. No, they're not. Yeah, going to get the instant down here. And not going to chain them. Good decision there. Yeah, I mean, I think this could have easily been a draw if they didn't make the decisions they made. For example, Female Dancer not going to go over to Graveyard on a final chair. First Officer literally, like, essentially following Female Dancer when he rescued it. You know, it just isn't... It's just unfortunate, I think, more or less. As, yeah, I mean, they already found... They're gonna, yeah, instantly... You know, again, another wasted item. Now going to warp all the way over to the entomologist here. And I expect this to be a 4K here. Unless entomologist can, you know, make a massive, massive kite happen. Which I don't think will happen, as that is going to be the down. The First Officer does indeed have heal. His self-heal still. So we are going to get another couple of seconds to... see what this First Officer can do here, but I mean, it is safe to say the survivors, I think, have massively dropped the ball in this matchup. Again, I think they'll definitely learn from this. Solid team for sure when it comes to kiting, but I think decision making is like the most important thing that, you know, is messed up here. We'll get the, yeah, I mean, there you go. I think that is it. I don't think we'll see a surrender just yet, purely down to the fact that the entomologist is next to dungeon. Although we might actually see the Sculptor bring First Officer closer, possibly? No, I guess not. This is a bit risky, because Entomologist is right on top of Dungeon. I think the Sculptor does know where Dungeon is. Because... yeah, I mean, yeah. I think we all expected it there. But, yeah, so far it is 5-5. Really good game. You know, from both sides, yeah. Alright, there we go. So yeah, currently 5-5 on the scoreboards here. A tied round, as we're going to be heading into Sacred Heart Hospital for this match up here for the second round, as it is going to be the Snorkeling Survivors versus the 451F Hunter. Now, there's going to be the option of banning a Hunter, as we are going to be getting into it now. Obviously, First Officer and Prisoner are global banned for Snorkeling, so, you know, they're going to have to try and figure out who they want to bring to the table, other than those two survivors here. It looks like it's going to be the classic Priestess and Seer ban. I mean, for very obvious reason. As we're going to be... They're going to be banning Ivy. That's going to be quite interesting they ban Ivy. I mean, to be fair, I think they might be, you know, a little bit more confident against the Sculptor here. Although they're not going to ban Ivy. Who are they going to... Banning Naiad? Okay, that is interesting. I've not... I mean, people can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't believe this Hunter plays Naiad. Again, I haven't checked. I don't really want to check. I don't really need to. But overall, a Naiad ban is a little puzzling to me, since we did just see a Sculptor 4K. Maybe they are confident against Sculptor on this map. And as it looks like it is going to be Journalist as the choice of rescue here, alongside whoever else it may be, as we have 20 seconds left to decide who's the second. It's going to be Fire Investigator. Okay, very interesting. So, Fire Investigator, I think, is alright on this map. Definitely good in certain areas like Hospital and Shack, especially over in Godkite as well, which is at the top of the map. But, very interesting reason to pick Journalist on this map here, as it looks like they're going to be banning away the Lawyer. Very odd choice again. Lawyer hasn't really been seen often, at least in the meta anyway. Was around for a little bit when Opposinger first came out, considering Lawyer had that really huge buff where he's able to not only increase his vaulting speed, but also increase his movement speed. So that'll be really interesting to see. As, oh, Psychologist was hovered over. I imagine, yeah, so yeah, Psychologist. I think that's a pretty fine pick as a third pick here, as now we are going to be seeing possibly someone. I'm not entirely too sure who they're going to ban here. Okay, ban Acrobat. Yeah, that makes sense. He is arguably the best kiter in the game. And now, the final survivor. I mean, I think they should go for someone like an Antiquarian, or maybe pull out that Entomologist again, but purely for support. But no, they're going to put in the Ada Mill combination. That's going to be very interesting to see how they're going to manage to try and pull that off here. As normally, you don't see them together. At least, like, I've not seen them together as much in competitive. Normally, it's one or the other. But at times when you do have both of them on the field, it's definitely going to be quite interesting to see who they pick. I mean, they could just pick Sculptor again. I mean, they have the Sculptor available to them once again. I mean, I don't see a reason why they can't pick Sculptor here. Sculptor is pretty solid on this map as well. But it looks like they're going to be picking Clerk. Very interesting decision. So, I mean, so far, we haven't seen any truly meta characters Clerk possibly the closest, maybe to that. I'm not entirely too sure. But yeah, I think if they have a really good kite against this clerk player, then for all we know, we could see a really, really difficult time for the clerk. But again, if clerk gets an early down, that's going to be a really difficult time for the survivors. It's literally a coin flip. At this point, we are going to head into area selection now, as I would like the psychologist to be in hospital because they are technically the weakest kiter. And yeah, as expected, and I don't know about Fire Investigator and Shack. I don't think they should spawn in Shack. I think they need to spawn over in the, although, actually, they're going to change it around. Okay, this is interesting. So, I don't actually mind this either, because, again, God Kite is really good for Psychologists, considering they do have broken windows. Patient, you know, has that kiting ability with his 3 hooks, and obviously Fire Investigator does have that support ability should he need to block off any entrance for the, you know, against the Clerk here. As I imagine Clerk will want to try and go for the Psychologist first, but at the same time, Psychologist is in a really good area. But at the same time, Clerk can record a vault, can record a pallet break, you know, for both herself and also a pallet vault as well. So I feel like it's all dependent on this first kite, because if the first kite is really, really short, then the game is also going to be really, really short. So I'm excited to see what happens here. I have not seen Clerk gameplay in a long time, so I am more than happy with seeing this. You know, three hunters, 3 unique hunters in 3 different matches. That's what I love to see. That is what I love to see in these type of tournaments. Just letting people, you know, play who they want rather than, like, playing the meta. Although I can imagine some people will try and play the meta. In some cases here, but yeah, as we are heading into the first half of this second round, it is currently 5-5, a tied game, as the 4-5-1 Hunter is going to be making their way over to the Psychologist here, to try and hope for anything, but yeah, Psychologist just ran completely away, over to Shack, hoping maybe, they can get a little bit of decoding progress, but yeah, gonna actually record them here. Now, Psychologist shouldn't throw this pallet down. Maybe, okay, so they're not gonna play for the pallet either. Oh, but that was actually very close, to being a pallet stun. Sorry, not a pallet stun, to being a terror shock. Psychologist needs to be really careful that they don't run into the hunt here, and although they kind of have and kind of haven't, it's a bit weird. Gonna get not gonna get the pallet stun at all. Gonna blink through the window, and we'll probably, yeah, waiting on purpose so the stress can go down, and now try and get the hit. There you go. That's the hit down. That's Psychologist down. I wouldn't say it was a long time or a short time. I feel like it's, you know, decent. Some decent time made here, as one of the ciphers is near completion, which is the Fire Investigators. As I believe Fire Investigator, yeah, over in hospital there. Journalist making her way over to the Psychologist here to try and get a free rescue if they can. I'm gonna send a little bit of progress backwards, but I feel like okay, are they gonna oh, brilliant from the journalist there. I thought that was a body block, but I mean it was, but I thought it was like a journalist body block. A journalist does get out of there scot-free, but yeah, that's going to be the hit onto the Psychologist here, as, you know, they go down instantly. I think now they do need to try and sell this as, you know, sell this and possibly feed Tinnitus. I don't think they should go in for another rescue here. They should also try and focus on healing right about now. As, yeah. Not gonna get the hit onto the... Oh, actually gonna... Where is the... What? Oh, the ball's right there. Well, I didn't see that. But, it's patient now, yeah, gonna go for the double down. I mean, this is what I was afraid of. When it comes to... like, rescuing in general, like, the double down potential here. Because, yeah, they're not making much distance, and, yeah, that's the down, and this is why I don't think they should have rescued here, because the potential to not only go for a double down here to halt a lot of progress, because their final cipher's at 25%, like, it's not a lot of progress, and the... Oh, they are gonna... go down there, but they are gonna... Okay, they are heading away from the shack. I think that's a really good decision there. Oh, yeah. I think they're probably gonna go down here. Yeah. So, they did... Okay, they did actually manage to get that cipher done. That's actually really good from... Why have they thrown down that pallet? I don't... Okay, I don't understand that, but... Maybe it might... Maybe like a free pallet, breaking... recording, possibly. But, yeah, I mean, this is difficult. They're put in a difficult position now where, yeah, instantly just recorded, and this is the pressure that they give here. Oh, brilliant rescue from the yeah, they need to throw down. Why they don't throw down the pallet? That's very questionable decision making. That they need to throw down that pallet there to waste the Hunter's time here, because again, they don't have any balls, and can they get over? No, they can't. Good decision making there. Gonna be... Are they gonna warp? No, they're gonna use that using the hit recording, and yeah, I mean, the cipher's almost complete. I mean, here's the thing, they need to heal. They really do need to focus on healing here, because I don't think they're going to be able to... Yeah, I mean, I don't know what... I don't think Tuna should even try this. I don't think it's worth it for Tuna to try this rescue, because if you go down... Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. Can they get the rescue off, though? That's the question, but it is going to be a free farm, and this is what I was afraid of, because now you've lost your tide potential. You've, you know, again, the patient just hanging around the area, not making any distance whatsoever, as... Yeah, I mean, this is the thing, like, I think, again, this has come down to decision-making here. Getting the hit onto the little Orpheus, actually, which was kind of surprising. But again, they're playing around one cipher, and that's something that they cannot do. Missed opportunity for the pallet still there, but... Yeah, they can't play around this one pallet. Patient needs to do another pallet, and... Yeah, again, I don't know why Patient is moving over to that area. They cannot do that cipher. That cipher is completely locked off, and... Yeah, I mean, this is exactly what you know what I meant. Like, poor decision making overall from the Survivor side, going in for that rescue when realistically they needed to heal. Going over to that cipher again. They shouldn't have done that. I mean, they realistically could have done that shack cipher. It was far, far away. Sure, they had warp, but like, again, this is another 5-point game for the Hunter here. Proving that, you know, a lot of Hunters are, you know, pretty good. So that is going to be a 5-point game for round 2 for 451F, as we're going to be heading into the next half where the 4-5-1F survivors are going to try to add to that lead and hope they can get something out of this. Yeah, just waiting on the survivors whenever they're ready. So yeah, heading into this second half here. How do I put this? Snorkeling needs to... the Snorkeling Hunter does need to try and, match it again. But the good thing is, should they not match it, they still have the third round. Because they tied in the first round, so it still does go to round 3. They've not banned a hunter. That is very strange. So they haven't banned any hunters. And yeah, that's really strange. So they are going to take the priestess option. I think that isn't too bad. They know to try and capitalize on this lead here to do as much as they possibly can. But obviously that does mean, second round they... No, apparently they banned Breaking Wheel, but it didn't go through, so... I'm not sure what's going to happen there. Perfumer pick is interesting. Again, I'm not entirely too sure what the pick is here. I mean, even then, even if they went for Breaking Wheel, I don't think it'd actually be a good idea. There's too many windows, and there's just too many... Like, if they go straight to Godkite, there's no conceivable way of Breaking Wheel winning. Like, I don't see a reason as to how they could win there. But, yeah, now... This is an interesting team comp. The fact they've gone for Gravekeeper... I mean, yeah, First Officer was banned, to be fair, so it does actually make sense. So, it'll be interesting to see what they do pick. Since, although, they, in quotations, banned Breaking Wheel, I guess, maybe... They could try and... They're trying to go for that, counter comp just in case, but it does also look like a weird counter comp to Disciple, which I can kind of understand why they've gone for Perfumer and why they've gone for Gravekeeper, but if you really wanted to try and, like, properly counter comp, you could also go for a Prospector instead of a Composer, as well as, you know, maybe someone else for Priestess, but obviously I do think that they want to try and, how do I put this? You know, extend their lead as much as possible, as Friar, by the looks of things, is going to be picking someone very shortly, and yeah, it is going to be Disciple. I think they probably read him very spot on. Going for Gravekeeper, going for Perfumer, going for Priestess in some certain situations as well, can be really beneficial against Disciple. So if they're able to really go through with it, I mean, yeah, so we're seeing 2 ties. They want to try and get a tie in this matchup, and very interesting spawn selection. I don't really think this is a good idea either. I would have preferred Composer to be in Godkite, or maybe... Yeah, you see, that's the thing. Yeah, you see, already putting Composer in such a horrible position, because this is why you don't really spawn in corners ever. Although Shack is nice to spawn in, it's actually a hell of a lot difficult to get out of, especially if you're being chased and being pressured in and around that area. So if Composer can get off to a really good start, I think this will definitely be a tie position, because although there are 2 suicide builds, so they do need to manage that perfectly as well. So I do think that they need to be really, really careful on how they play here, as very shortly we are going to be getting into the second half of the second round. Yeah, heading into the second round of this matchup between 451F and Snorkeling, we are going to be seeing instantly the, yeah, they're running right into the cat, and, yeah, I mean, already, not a great not. That's not a good teleport either, kind of unfortunate there. I think they had the right idea, just unfortunately the execution was kind of off. But yeah, kiting around hospital now. I don't know if Basement is in hospital. I could be completely wrong here. You know, this time the cat is not going to be able to land at all onto the Oh, so okay, they brought Insolence as well. Very interesting decision. I mean, actually, that's a very good dodge as well from originally, but yeah, instantly going to go down, and down right next to the Priestess Cypher, which was only at 20%, so it's not like it's, you know, was starting in the first place. Gonna throw down that pallet, and yeah, I mean, I don't think you should continue this chase on. There's no reason to. Go chair the Composer, and then you've at least got that time, because again, that's wasted time, and that's given the survivors a nice position actually for a, you know, for a rescue here, since they've got 2 ciphers done already. I believe in 2 separate positions. I'm not entirely too sure, but yeah, we're already seeing the Gravekeeper move forward in their shovel. I don't know if they should have used the shovel instantly, but maybe that's just as a precaution. Gonna get, yeah, we'll get the hit, and we'll instantly, oh, yeah, again, yeah, we'll get the down there. I think now, if they want to try and go for this tie here, they need to sell. I think your rescuer is essentially injured. Unless you can heal your rescuer in time to get this next rescue off, I don't think it's worth it. I think you need to focus on the ciphers here. And yeah, we're seeing the perfumer go in for the rescue here. I don't think that's a good idea because... although they do get the rescue off actually very nicely. Yeah, I mean, I disagree with this. Only because this could end horribly. Oh, actually, no, that actually worked really well. That not only gives them tied, but it also gives them, yeah, we'll get that rescue off. Now, I mean, that's actually brought a lot of time. Maybe I misjudged the time that Perfumer had. Maybe that actually did work out really nicely for them. And I think Composer was one of the people to actually have suicide builds. So it does actually give them a nice chance for them to get a tie. Considering Disciple is a tie hunter anyway, this is actually looking really good. Priestess gonna make their way up into hospital. I mean, Priestess needs to kite around hospital, otherwise it's just not going to be worth it. Although, going after Gravekeeper as well, I'm not entirely too sure that's the right idea. Yeah, so going after Perfumer here needs to be what is done, and... gonna... yeah, they like... that's unfortunate. I mean, now they're focusing on that cipher. Again, I don't know why they've chosen this cipher in the first place to be their, like, last cipher. It's just not worth it. It's really not worth it. And this is the thing. They're gonna... yeah, that's the Terror Shock. And, again, poor decision-making from the Survivor side is going to cost them the game again. And, I mean, again, it could be another 5-5. And... yeah, they're just, just literally waiting for, oh, okay, so they've actually paused it. Alright, so, I assume it's lag? I don't know exactly. Yeah, I'm not entirely too sure what the pause was for. Maybe it's possibly for lag, I'm not entirely too sure, but... I mean... yeah, we're just waiting so far to, Alright, we are going to continue now as they are going to get the rescue off, but we'll get the Perfuma instantly. And now, yeah, okay, so I felt like they should have maybe try and go for the extra hit there. I mean, that was a quick few seconds there. Gonna get the hit onto this Gravekeeper here as... Now they are gonna be able to... Oh, didn't get the Oh, that's unfortunate. That is really unfortunate there. Perfuma will get back up as... Again, I mean, this is the thing, right? As I was mentioning beforehand, I don't really understand what... Oh, brilliant from the Disciple here. Can get the hit, yeah. Brilliant job from the Disciple here. As I was mentioning before, they should not have been bothering to go for that last Cypher. They needed to do another one. I don't really understand as to why they were trying to do that Cypher. Now they've only just started it, and yeah, this is the issue, unfortunately. They really needed to start it a lot earlier on, and now they've only just realized it, and now we're gonna be... Oh, I don't think they should pick up the Priestess. Yeah, no, this is... Yeah, I don't think they should have picked up Priestess. I'm not... This could be really painful for the Disciple if they can't find Perfuma. And I mean, they are going in the direction of the Perfuma. Have they caught out Perfuma? I think they might have. No, they haven't. So Perfuma has a... Okay. This is... Okay, yeah, no, they've caught out the... Can they get the hit? Oh, no, they can't. They say this is really tight, because if Perfuma manages to get the dungeon just in time, then... Oh, bit of a... Oh! That was very close. A lot more closer than Comfort. But yeah, that is another 5-point game. And that is going to lead it to being 10-10 in total. And 5-5 in round 2. So round 3. Yeah, so Anyway, let me see. But yeah, yeah, I mean, so far, this has been really, really incredible gameplay from both hunters as well as both survivors. This is the make or break round. If it ties again, because of the way the scores are at the moment, it nosy. No, I am absolutely fine at the moment. But yeah, with the way it is at the moment, if it ties again, we are going into a fourth round. So it'd be absolutely keno if we can get a fourth round like this. So heading into it now, the snorkeling survivors do have first officer, prisoner, journalist, and fire investigator banned away already. They cannot be played, as we're going to be seeing. I know it's rude, but it is what it is. If I was the actual host, then yeah, sure. But I'm like a pseudo host at the moment, so yeah, I have to kind of do everything. But yeah, female dancer and seer banned automatically. I think this is a really good choice here to ban those two away, considering female dancer has really good support over in church, has a lot of good support areas as well as seer, and they have banned Ivy and Helember. Ivy, it makes perfect sense. Absolutely perfect sense to why you would ban them. Helember, absolutely not. I don't understand why Helember is a choice here. Maybe Marone plays Helember. I don't fucking know. But, yeah, that shit's mental. But looks like we're going to be seeing Barmaid as one of the picks here, as well as Lawyer. So, getting rid of Barmaid, I think, is interesting, especially if, you know, you do end up in the fourth round. Mercenary banned away. Is he? Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so, I mean, I imagine they'll go for someone like Gravekeeper being the next best choice since First Officer's already global banned. It does make sense there. And Entomologist is going to be the final ban. Could potentially spell a smiley. Could potentially spell a axe boy. He could spell anybody. I don't know who, but I don't know. I think if it's like an opera singer, you probably would have seen like coordinator and female dancer banned first. Actually, no, you wouldn't see female dancer banned because opera singer's just really good against female dancers boxers. But yeah, Enchantress being the other pick, which is interesting. I'm not really too sure why Enchantress might be the pick here. Maybe it's to countercomp possibly the Axe Boy or the Smiley, just in case. But who knows? It looks like it is... Wait, Sculptor? Oh, it is Sculptor. I did not... That's interesting. Okay, so... Sculptor is... I mean, he's really good on Red Church, don't get me wrong, but... I'm kind of surprised they picked Sculptor into Enchantress here, because I know if Enchantress, you know, is able to get a stack, and then, you know, take an extra 2 hits from whether it's the skull the sculptures or, you know, just a regular hit, you know, that can be really beneficial for the Enchantress, you know, when it comes to rescuing. But I imagine they probably won't be rescuing. It'll probably be mainly the Gravekeeper, as we are going to be seeing the, It looks like... Okay, yeah, so this makes a lot more sense. I would have liked to maybe see someone over in Shack, possibly, but... Again, spawning in these corners, okay, there we go, thank God. And Marona has actually... Yeah, this is actually the best target for, Sculptor here. Sculptor can literally just remove their, Yeah, that's, I'll be honest, I don't know what I was gonna say. But yeah, so far it looks really, really good. For the sculptor here. I mean, 2 sculptors in one game. I mean, so far, none of the, like, truly meta picks have actually come out to play, so... Yeah, I didn't expect that. I did not expect that, to be very honest, but, yeah, already we're going to be heading into the first half of this possibly final round, where it looks like the sculptor is heading... Yeah, towards first breakable. Checking around the area just in case anyone else is there. And it looks like, yeah, just gonna break that pallet instantly here, as the sculptor is just gonna get a very, very easy hit. And again, a waste of... Yeah, it's a wasted drink. I don't think they should have taken that drink there. Good dodging at the very least. But yeah, this one's gonna be relatively easy down, and yeah, that's gonna be the down onto the barmaid here. One cipher over at 70%, one at 50, and one starting at 20, which I mean, it's not the worst progress in the world, but like it's also not the best either. I do think, once again, the barmaid should have held on to their drink rather than use it instantly on one chip there. So now we're gonna be seeing the Gravekeeper come in for the rescue here, as yeah, Gravekeeper has to wait, and yeah, it will be after half, unfortunately, as you know, there isn't much. Again, focusing and prioritizing on the and yeah, that's full presence now, and already at 3 ciphers, full presence sculptor is gonna be very difficult to deal with, and yeah, instantly going down to that chip here, as right about now yeah, that's the next site for done. can he get? Yeah, we'll get a chip onto the lawyer. Lawyer kind of was running somewhat into the hunter there. We'll get 1 stack onto the enchantress. 2 stack onto the enchantress. Misses their bling. Will use their long stun to try and make some extra distance, which they have. And now, I mean, realistically, no one can rescue here, unless, you know, they want to... Oh, good dodge from the enchantress here. I believe, literally, Lawyer's done a huge majority of the coding, which is actually kind of funny. But, yeah, that's going to be the down onto the enchantress due to a chip here, as... Now, the question remains as to who is going to try and rescue here, because realistically, Lawyer can't rescue just in case they do get chipped, and Gravekeeper can't rescue in general, and we're going to see the Sculptor actually switch to Peepers here. I think it's a good decision to not only... Yeah, I mean, you can see here, there's a reason. Yeah, going down, wasting a shovel, and... Yeah, now they kind of have to... Lawyer needs to be really careful. Because if he gets chipped, it's essentially a game over. And that would be your 4K, but... Yeah, they need to be really, really careful. That they don't... Yeah, I mean, that's the chip as well, and... Again, oh, Graveyard doesn't have self-heal. Yeah, that's the down, and that's actually gonna be the game. I didn't actually realize that. Yeah, I mean, I didn't even realize they had, no self-heal there, so that is gonna be the game. Gonna take down the, or put down Lawyer, sorry. They at least know where the dungeon is. At the very least. Like, at least they know. Lawyer is gonna... I mean, Lloyd needs to, like, remove himself from that area as far as possible. But, again, they're just going over to... Again, they needed to move, like, over to the first breakable area. I don't know why they decided to move to Graveyard there. There's no real reason to, and... Yeah, I mean, you're being brought back, and although you, are being brought... I mean, if he can get out, and then try and move away from basement as far as possible, I think that would be really good here. And yeah, again, like, this is literally just a waiting game. I mean, yeah, there you go. It was a waiting game. And that is going to be the surrender here. 5-0 in favour of 4-5F. And the Snorkeling Hunter needs a tie to send this to a 4th round. Oh, I don't know why I went in ranked. Whoops. Anyway. Okay, so okay, wait, what? Breaking wheel ban on Red Church. That's a wasted ban. We're gonna be seeing the Acrobat getting picked here. Acrobat really strong. And again, the Gravekeeper being the choice here, since well, Merc did indeed get banned. Again, a Weeping Clown. Dude, does this guy not like Weeping Clown? I don't think this guy likes Weeping Clown. That's interesting to say the least. And Antiquarian is the one that gets banned. As now, the final pick is going to be Prisoner. So, who is this hunter going to pick here? We've seen the Breaking Wheel. We've seen the Disciple. The question is, who are we going to see now? And Breaking Wheel, I think, is a horrible choice to ban on this map because I don't understand why you would ban Breaking Wheel here. There's no reason to do it since he's extremely weak on this map. Maybe it's just in case Friar does somehow pull it out. I don't really know. I don't know. It's a really interesting decision. Overall, I think there've been a lot of interesting decisions with the way the game has been rolled out here. But this is the chance for the 4-5-1F survivors to win this game. Should they get one-man escape or more, then they will win the game. Should Friar, on the other hand, get another 4K, we would be going into a round 4, which, if you don't know, round 4 is, if it's another tie, determined by fastest game killed, basically. So, ooh, that is very interesting. A Gamekeeper. Okay, so Gamekeeper on this map is actually really good. Gamekeeper can literally go around the map like crazy, can have his traps in very prime spots. And yeah, I mean, I think again they're making them okay. Yeah, this is that's what I like more. I think Acrobat should probably stay there actually. And yeah, Gamekeeper, unfortunately, well, unfortunately for the prisoner, is going to spawn right on top of him. Yeah, so that is very unfortunate. But we'll see how the prisoner can do. Because if the prisoner can do a really good job, then I do genuinely believe that 451's F can in fact win this game. So yeah, this is all to play for. Pressure on both sides, and sometimes, in some cases, pressure makes diamonds. Sometimes it just breaks the rock completely. So we'll see what happens here as we are going into what could possibly be the final half of this series between So we are going to have a quick pause. I assume that is down to lag, possibly. Just waiting on the... Why's my dog barking? What's going on? Alright, looks like we are getting back into this now, as it looks like the gamekeeper is going to be heading over to the middle here to try and gain some distance, hopefully to get this gamekeeper. Fire investigator, I mean, does get the fire investigator already, and already we're, you know, seeing a very quick hit. As yeah, so good decision making for the Oh, brilliant from the prisoner to dodge the hook, as so far, decent start for the this team here. I don't like those groans. Anyway, gonna now be gaining a little bit of extra distance here. Hopefully. Oh, we'll actually be going for the blink here, as unfortunately. Can we get the hit? No, they can't. We'll get the... Oh, brilliant flywheel from the prisoner. I didn't actually expect him to have flywheel there, but okay, yeah, he doesn't actually need to get out of this area, but so far prisoner is doing a really good job to get their ball. Yeah, that's gonna be an instant pickup, and it looks like they are healing fire investigator very shortly, as that second cipher is now done. That third cipher being worked on, as it looks like it is the acrobat that is actually within that area. Gravekeeper instantly using their shovel to make some distance towards the chair. I think it's I think it's smart, you know, enough. Although Oh, they could have actually... That's a bit of a misstep from Fryer, actually. Could have actually gotten off a free hit to try and mitigate for the... what was essentially a free rescue. And yeah, again, right here, they've got one free window to work with. And right now, no downs other than the one on Prisoner, as the fourth Cypher is being worked on. We'll get the... I mean, yeah, this is just unfortunate for the gamekeeper. I mean, normally he is good on this map, but I think the team's working really well on you know, making sure, again, a missed hit there. And yeah, I think he knows he's going down, so he's just, you know, accepting his fate. He's going to go down for a second time. And yeah, they put so much pressure on Fryer here. They put so much pressure on him to try and get this 4K. And at this moment in time, it's looking like a tie. Possibly a 3-man escape, depending on the situation. But yeah, I mean, already it is going to be a 4-man endgame. And the Gravekeeper's actually gonna get... Oh! He needs his Terror Shot. And no, that's not gonna be it. Yeah, and they're just gonna pop it because Prisoner does not actually have borrowed time. So instantly we're seeing the yeah, I mean, I think he should have went for the Prisoner here. And I don't know if he has... He does have teleport. 100 seconds now on the teleport. He has to try and get one of them down at the very least, so he can, you know, just so he can go for it. But he can't be too greedy either, because, I mean, again, Fire Investigator doing a really good job, and not going to get it in time. Will actually get it. Oh, and that's going to be the Terror Shock. But yeah, the gate is going to be open, and unfortunately for Fryer, it means that 4, 5, 1, and F are going to be your victors for this matchup, as unfortunately just too much pressure on Fryer's shoulders here. As it does look as if they're going to be slowly heading out, as it is going to be a 3-man escape, and that will be the victory for 451F against Snorkeling. I believe it was a score of 18-11, I believe, if my maths are correct. I think that is the correct... I don't know. I'm too tired for this shit. But yeah, a wonderful round of matches to look at, to be quite honest. I really enjoyed you know, watching these matches, and hopefully for some of these teams we can see them again in like future tournaments, because I mean, at the end of the day, although this is the low tier bracket, you know, keep on entering tournaments. I think the NAEU scene definitely does need more tournaments. Definitely needs more competitors as well. So for the team that won, congratulations. For the team that didn't win, commiserations. And honestly, both teams keep on going. I think both teams definitely do have potential. So that is going to be it for me. I am going to be heading off now, because, fun fact, I also play in this low tier bracket for a different team. But I don't know who will be streaming there, because I genuinely don't know if it's going to even happen. But with that, I shall be going off. GG's to both teams, and good luck to the teams in future tournaments and future matches. That is it from me. This is Lolsey.